Hey guys, Jeff here, Dice Setters. Tracy, I still have your shirt. You would not believe how hard it is to get that thing mailed. They close at 4:30. My shop closes early. You're still going to get it. Just give me a hair more time. And for those of you that want another contest, here's a contest. You can look it up however you want to look it up. It's a three-part question. First question: year to date as of now. What is the gaming revenue for all of the United States? Question number 2 and 3. Give me the biggest two states for the year-to-date gaming revenue. The first one's going to be really, really obvious. The second one might really surprise you. I have a prize for anyone that can answer all three correctly. Do it through dicesetters@gmail.com. Do not put it in the comments because if you're right, everybody else can just copy your answer. Let's talk about dice sets. Just because my favorite dice set is whatever, will it work for you? If you sit there and watch somebody on YouTube and they have whatever dice set and they rolled 100 times without a 7, does that mean that you can pick up that dice set and roll 100 times without a 7? Probably not. Just because the dice set works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And just because the dice set works for you doesn't mean it's going to work for me. But how do you sit there and pick and choose which dice set to use for which table? Each table is going to be different. Dice are going to be different. They're supposed to change their dice out every day, but do they? So here is a quick and easy way I'm going to show you how you can kind of determine what your favorite dice set should be. Most people don't ever show you this. I've touched on it before, but I want to really touch on it now. If you have a practice table, this is what you need to do. You say, well, Jeff, I don't have a practice table. Well, do this at your casino. Do this at your favorite casino, your favorite table, and I will show you how to do it at the casino. It's not hard. It just takes some rolls and for you to jot some numbers down, and that will kind of tell you which ones you're looking for. Who wouldn't want that? It's not that you're not going to roll a 7 or that you can sit there and say, I'm rolling a 10 and roll that 10. That's not truly dice setting. That's not what it is. It gives you a slight edge. You look at blackjack, you look at craps. What is the house edge? You look at keno, completely different. House has a huge edge. But whatever craps might be, if you're crapless, regular craps, however you play, put odds behind the pass line, however it might be, let's give that edge a 1% or a 0.5% or even a 2%. And that knocks down the house edge. Is that enough to sit there and put money on it? Sure, why not? It would give you an even better chance of winning than would slots. Slots don't have that great of a return, a house advantage, like craps and blackjack. Slots at the airport, 85% return to player. Most places on the strip are in the higher 80s. Off the strip, you're looking at high 80s, lower 90s. There are some machines placed at certain casinos that do sit there and say this is 98% return to player or 95% return to player only on these machines. That does not mean you put $100 in, you're going to get 95 of it back. It's over a period of time. You might go through $2,000 and not get a penny back. You go, well, you lied. It's over the span of the life of that slot machine. That's how you return. That's how you understand return to player. But let's cut that edge in half. A 0.5%, 1%, whatever it might be. That gives you that much more of an edge for craps. There's truly nothing you can do to get your edge besides counting cards and blackjack, which is illegal to do. If you're caught, they will tell you play anything else, but don't play blackjack. Really hard to do when they mostly play with 6 decks. There's, I don't think, a single deck blackjack in Vegas. Don't think so. I think there's probably 2 or 3, but not a single deck. That's very, very rare. So let's get into it. Let me show you how you can sit there and make a dice set that is working for you. And how you're like, well, how come does I keep on selling out? I keep on using this dice set. I will show you why it's not working. Simple. It's easy. Let me show you. Stay tuned. All right, guys. I think I have the camera set up. Yeah, not bad. I think you can see everything. So when the dice are rolled and they come to land at the table, are they going to sit there and go, wow, look, there's a good one? No, they're going to sit there and count up both combinations of the dice, and they're going to sit there and tell you, wow, you've rolled a whatever, an 8, a 9, a 7, a 6. And most of the time when you're practicing or when you're at the casino, your heart sinks when you sit there and roll that 7. But let's look at that, because that 7 is comprised of 2 numbers, not just one. It's not like you rolled a 7. There's not a 7 on the dice. It'd be a 6-1, a 5-2, a 3-4. We need to sit there and concentrate on both numbers that equal the come out roll, or the number you have rolled. I have Casino Tiers dice. I have a black one and I have a golden one. There's probably a special name for the golden one. I don't remember what the name of the golden one is, but we'll sit there and make the black one for the left side, and we will mark it with a $100 chip, and the golden one will keep on the right side, and we'll mark that with a $1 chip. I got 20 rolls to do, and I am going to present to you one of my favorite dice sets, but we're going to sit there and dissect it. I might roll a 7, but we're going to sit there and mark each and every number rolled by each individual dice. And hopefully in 20 rolls, we will see a pattern, hopefully. Please understand, I worked probably 12 hours today, maybe more, I don't remember. I have not thrown at all today. I'm going to try my hardest to hit my landing zone. That's been my biggest thing. My landing zone comes and goes. I'm going to mark. I'm going to try marking my takeoff spot of my dice. That way it's going to be the same throughout the 20 rolls. I don't have any lines on this side of the table. Okay, it is a 2 and a 3. I don't remember if I had I must have had it on the wrong position. I should have had the black one on the left side. We'll just keep it, switch it around, black on the left. I'll make sure I do it right the next time. So I have 4, 5, 6. I'm going to use 1, 2, and 3 for this. So I have a 2, which should be the gold one. And then I have a 3, which would be the black one. And we're going to keep track. And we should see a pattern after a while. We will see that more 2s show up on the left side, or more 3s show up on the right side. We should start to see a pattern. I'll make sure I divide up the dice correctly this time. I don't know, I must have had it backwards. It's a hard 4. No, I don't think I had it backwards. I think it changes in midair. So on the 4, it gets 100 and a 1. Again, we don't see a pattern here. There's everything is completely different. A hard 2. This is my 1, even though I don't have a 1 here. Again, so far I have not had a repeater. At the table, there's nothing that says you can't take a piece of paper and a tablet and jot it down. There goes a 7, but of course we're not looking at the numbers that we're forming, we're looking at the numbers that we're throwing. So black is 3, and yellow is 4, so we have a couple of repeaters on there. Three, 6. It's our third 3 for the left-hand side. Two, 3. That one, my landing was to the right too much. Black gets its first 2, and yellow gets its first 5. Five and 3. Black's first 5, and yellow's first 3. That one, once it hit, it parted ways, like the Red Sea, which is not what we want to do. And when that happens, that is what you're going to get. Yellow gets a 3, and black gets a 4. Again, I'm trying to do this quickly for you guys. I'm not trying to take a long time. I know it's, you're watching the video for 20 rolls, but we're just trying to see some kind of pattern here. That's going to be black's first 6, and it's yellow's second 5. Again, that one scattered on me. 4 and 2. Again, right right down the center. Need to stop doing that. 3 and 4. Black is 3. I'll move my landing zone just a hair over to keep that from happening. I don't want to keep on rolling 7s for no particular reason. It's going to be a 10, 4 and 6. Five and 1. Four and 2. That was the first time I got a 7, and it stayed right there. 6 and 1. It did not split on me. Three and 5. Three and 1. The right dice did not go over, but the left one did, which is disastrous. Got one more roll. One and 5. For the left die, which would have been the black one, that one's 6. That's the biggest one. So I'm dominant for 3 to happen on the left one. And for the gold dice, the right one, 5. 5 is the dominant. This is what you can do. Sometimes this will work, sometimes it will not. any die set, you're going to have more or less of a chance to roll sevens. There are some die sets that eliminate all but two, and there are some die sets that give you, I think, a total of 4 possible sevens. But of course, everyone's throw is going to be different. So 3 on this one. The left dice was always set to 2-1, and the yellow dice was always set to 1-2. So this guy here would go to 5, which is just 1 down. This one here would always go to 3, which is 1 over, which shows you that this one would sometimes trade places. The reason why is because my throw, once it hits, it kicks the dice out over this direction. So if you wanted to get something or set something, let's say if you wanted 6s, so you'd move that 6 that direction, and the other one was a 5, which was up. Make sure it's not a weird combination. Well, you do have 5 too. See if I can change it 1. So in theory, right now, the way I'm throwing, this one here should produce less 7s and more, hopefully, well, I wouldn't say less 7s. This one here should produce midnights. Let's give it 5 chances and see what happens. It is a 5-4, 6-4. I have 5-1. And there we go. We have midnight. So it can work. Again, by doing this, sometimes you open yourself up to having more 7s, which is not what we want to do. But once you see a pattern and you see there's more of this, less of that, more of that, you can sit there and change to some degree the outcome of the dice. I don't know if that's been a help for you or not, but I don't see anyone else showing you things like this. Even if you don't believe in dice setting, you don't believe that there's an edge on it, I try my hardest to show you it's not that I can call I'm going to roll a midnight, but definitely gives me more of an edge to be able to do so. And the first 20 rolls, I did not roll a midnight. My second one, after changing my dice set to my prominent numbers, gave me a midnight. Leave me a comment if you want a prize. You can answer those trivia questions at the beginning. Please, please, please like. It helps the algorithm. Doesn't cost you anything. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It costs you absolutely nothing. It just says, hey, this guy, I like watching him. You know, other people that like watching dice, they might like him as well. So I ask. It's all free. I never sit there and charge for anything. And Tracy, I will get that shirt out to you, and we'll see how many people answer the trivia question, depending on how many shirts I can give out. But there we have it. Thanks for watching, guys.